Hey guys, I'm Laselli and I work as a youth librarian at the Downtown Library in Gainesville. And today I've got a craft for you. So while you've been home, I hope you guys have been checking out our library resources like Creative Bug. And one of the things you can learn on Creative Bug is how to make cute little pom-poms. The videos on Creative Bug show you how to make them out of makers, the kind you might buy at the store like this. But it'll also show you how to make them out of cardboard that you can make it cut up at home, or out of forks too. So really anything you have lying around the house will work to make the pom-poms. And what I'm gonna do for today's Teen Tuesday program is show you a few different crafts that you can make with the pom-poms once you've got them all ready to go. So the first simple craft I'm gonna show you how to make with the pom-poms is a garland, just like this. Once you've got your pom-poms made, the only other thing you're going to need is a length of yarn to work as the main string of the garland, and then some sort of needle. I'll be using a big yarn needle. So there are two ways that we can attach to this garland. The first way I'm going to show you is the easiest way, where you just take the strings that you use to tie off your pom-pom, and you find the position on the main string where you want to put your pom-poms, and you just use those strings to tie your pom-pom onto the main string. And you can give it a little double knot so that it's more secure, and you just tie it off right there. And then once it's tied off, you can snip the ends with your scissors. And you can see that your pom-pom just hangs straight down from the string. Now there's another way to do it, which is that you pull your main yarn straight through the middle of the pom-pom. And that's what we need the needle for. So this is a large yarn needle. You see it's got a really big hole so that you can easily put the yarn through the hole. And so this is my main garland yarn that I'm sticking through the hole in the needle. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take your pom-pom and you're going to hold it by the strings that you use to tie it off. And then you're going to kind of look through the middle of the pom-pom to see where those strings tie the pom-pom in the middle. And then you're going to take your needle and sort of stick it through that same middle where it's tied. And you can see that I've got my needle coming out the other end. And when you pull your yarn through, you'll see that your pom-pom now stays on the main garland. And then you can take your little tails that you used as your guide and just snip them down so they blend in with the rest of the pom-pom. And then you've got your garland where your pom-pom sits right in the middle. So there's two ways to hang it. And these garlands are really easy. They're fun. You can hang them in your bedroom. You can put them on your door. You can even use them as party decorations. So the second simple craft we're going to learn to make with the pom-poms are pom-pom earrings, like the ones I'm wearing right now. Now these are super simple to make. All you're going to need is your pom-poms, and I made these on a really small pom-pom maker, one that looks about this size, because then you're going to get just the right size for earrings. You can make them on bigger ones, but you're going to have some really fluffy earrings. So all you're going to need are your pom-poms with the little tie-on strings still attached to them, and you're going to need an earring hook or a couple of earring hooks if you want to make a whole set. These look like this, but there's lots of different ways that they can look. Now at home, we're a crafty bunch, so we have these lying around the house. But if you don't have a packet of them, maybe you could use an old pair of earrings that's broken, or a pair of earrings you don't wear anymore, and use the earring backs from that. So then making these is super simple. All you do is you take your yarn and you thread it through the hoop that's at the end of your earring back. There's a little hoop right there. And you just thread one of your yarn tails through that hoop. And then you take the other yarn tail and you just tie a little knot into the earring. And now, depending how long you want your earring to dangle is how much string you're gonna leave. Like, you can have really short ones where it doesn't dangle much at all and you tie it real close to the pom-pom, or you can have ones like mine that dangle a lot and you tie it up closer to the hook and leave more thread. So it's really just up to you. But once you get it on there, you just make a little knot so that it'll stay on the earring. And I usually like to make a double knot so it's really secure. And then you've got your earring. And of course you can chop off the tails too, and then your earring will dangle. And these are really fun because depending what kind of yarn you use, you're gonna get a completely different look. So the ones I'm wearing were just solid purple yarn, but these are made with this cool sort of yarn that comes in all different colors. So even though these are both made from the same yarn, you can see that one's got like 3 colors in it and this one's got 5 or 6 different colors in it, but they still look really cool together. And so that makes a really simple earring. And hey, if you don't wear earrings yourself, these make great gifts for a friend or for a mom for Mother's Day, anything like that. Now, our last easy craft that I'm going to show you is a little pom-pom animal. Now, these are really cute. They're probably harder than the other stuff we've done before, but they're still not that bad. And once you get the hang of it, you can do all sorts of adorable things. So what I'm going to show you guys is a hedgehog. So to make this one, you actually want to start off when you're winding your yarn on your pom-pom maker or on your cardboard disc, whichever way you use it. These you can't really do on the forks because of the way you have to use the different colors. But if you've got a maker or if you're using the cardboard disc, you'll be able to do either of these. So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to wrap 2 colors on your maker. And you'll see that for the hedgehog, I'm using 2 different colors, this really bright blue and this sort of gray. The gray is what's going to end up being the face of the hedgehog. So that's why if you see the whole circle is about maybe 75%, 3/4, a little bit less blue. And then the rest of it we did in the gray color. And when you're wrapping 2 colors, it's just the same as when you're using only one. You just pick your stopping points. So on each end, you can see that I did mostly blue and a little gray. And same thing on the other side, mostly blue and a little gray. So when you've got your pom-pom made, it's gonna look something like this when you pull it off of the maker. And you'll see that it's mostly the blue color. It's gonna be the little quills of our hedgehog. And then it's got some gray on one side. That's gonna be our little hedgehog's face. And then what you do to get your hedgehog shaped is that you're gonna take scissors and you're gonna start shaping your hedgehog. Now, the first thing I did is I cut off the ends, and then I went through and made sure it looked very round. I cut anything that was sort of like sticking out and just sort of trimmed the little pom-pom so that it looks very nice and even and round, because we know hedgehogs are super cute with their very round little bodies. So once you've got it pretty rounded off like this, the next thing you're going to want to do is shape the face of the hedgehog. So we know that hedgehogs have like tiny pointy noses. So what I kind of do is pick where I want the pointy nose to be. Let's say there. And then you start shaping the gray kind of to a point that way. towards where you want the nose to be. See how that kind of starts to shape it? And this part's going to get a little messy, but it'll be okay. And then you do the same thing on the sides. You want to start sort of shaping it towards the inside to make that little point of a face. And you do the same thing all around. And with this, you can start to see how she's getting a little pointy face there. And with this, you just keep trimming it until you're happy with the way it looks. Another thing you can do is whatever you decide is going to be the bottom of the hedgehog, let's say this part, you can trim it down there too to sort of flatten it out so that she'll sit on the table or on your hand more flatly. And so she's not done yet, but I'm going to show you one that I've already done and am happy with. So this is one that I really shaved down, and you can see that I got her little face coming to a point and that I sort of flattened her bottom area, but then I left her little back, which would be her little quills, very sort of poofy. And then what you can do to make her really look like a little hedgehog is you're going to take some felt. And you can use felt, you can use construction paper, you can use fabric, anything that you have lying around the house, but I had some felt, so that's what I used. And what I did was cut out 2 large black circles, 2 smaller white circles, and 1 black triangle. And then you can stick these to your little hedgehog to give her or him 2 eyes. And right on the point of the nose that we shaped, a nose. And you can see that you've created an adorable little hedgehog. And now the felt or the paper you can stick on. I'll probably use hot glue because that's what I have, but you can use any kind of glue that you have lying around. It'll probably work just the same to stick the paper or the felt onto your little hedgehog. So there you go. You've got a little hedgehog. And now if you go online, there are instructions for how to do all sorts of different animals. You can do birds and monkeys and little chickens. And there's also instructions for how to shape pom-poms into fruits of all sorts of different styles. I saw a really cool pineapple and a kiwi. And all the instructions will show you how to build your colors on your maker so you'll get the right pattern, and how to cut them and shape them so that you can create whatever it is you're trying to create. All right, guys, so I really hope you've enjoyed our Teen Tuesday crafts, making lots of different things with cute little pom-poms. And I hope you guys will try your hand at it. And don't forget, you can use any colors that you like, and definitely adapt these to your own style. There's lots of other things you can do with pom-poms. Just take a look online and get creative. I'll see you next time.